Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy A-Eazy checking in. You already know what it is. You know what we do on this channel, guys. We're back today to talk about the Steam Machine. The Steam Machine is coming out, guys, and IGN just dropped a review for it. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. I know sometimes the IGN reviews, especially this year, have been a little iffy. But we're going to give it a shot today, guys. We're going to see what they're talking about. We're going to react to the review and just react to the Steam Machine overall and see what Valve's talking about, man. See if it's worth the price, see what the price actually is, and see what you're really getting for it. So let's go ahead and jump into the video, man. And let's just see what's in store for us. Let's go.
The Steam Machine is finally here after looming on the horizon for the last 8 months or so, and while Valve has been adamant that the Steam Machine is an entry-level gaming PC rather than a new fourth player into the console space, this little box has captured the attention of console and PC gamers alike. At $1,049, the Steam Machine is unlikely to win over the hearts and minds of the PlayStation and Xbox faithful, but it is easily the best living room PC. Our reviewer
$1,049. Bro, come on, bro. Nah. I might as well get a PS5 Pro for that price, man. That's insane, bro. $1,049 for 512 gigabytes, bro.
Jackie has ever used, despite being a bit weaker than either of the base consoles.
And it's weaker than the other base consoles too, so it's weaker than the Series X and weaker than the PS5, especially the PS5 Pro. Bro, I don't know about this one.
Truly impressive is that it's able to do that while also being one of the best ways to just get into PC gaming in the first place. PC gaming has always been expensive,
I guess
and the
it's a
Steam
positive.
Machine is certainly no different, but Valve was able to cut away most of the tinkering and just get new players into the game. The RAM crisis may have caused Valve to raise the price, but $1,049 for a gaming PC is certainly not unheard of, especially for a rig as small as this. So yeah, Steam Machine isn't going to be for everyone, but if you have the budget, it is an incredible device to hook up to your TV.
I just don't know about that price point, man. That price point's a little iffy for me, but I mean, I guess it's not that much different than a PS5 Pro.
The Steam Machine's price has been a constant topic of conversation ever since it was announced back.
The only difference between, I guess, the PS5 Pro and this right here is probably going to be the resolution. But we'll see, man. I need to stop pausing the video.
November
just
of
watch
2025. Back then, Valve made it very clear that the machine would be priced competitively with a comparable gaming PC, and at that point, I think we all assumed it would land around $800. But gaming PCs and the components they're made of have become much more expensive since then. Thanks to the ongoing RAM crisis fueled by seemingly every company needing to build a hyperscale data center, the 16 gigabytes of RAM in the Steam Machine alone would cost nearly $250 by itself. And with that in mind, it makes it a little easier to understand how Valve landed on a $1,049 price point for the 512 gigabyte version and $1,349 for the 2 terabyte model, even if it makes it a bit harder to recommend. That makes the Steam Machine around.
It's extremely hard to recommend, bro. Did you just see those prices, man? I got a PS5 Pro, $900, and it's 2 terabyte. It does 4K. It has the ability to go up to 120, even though, I mean, it depends on how the games are optimized and stuff like that. It might be different for the Steam Machine. I think the Steam Machine could do 120, and it's basically based on like PC specs instead of console specs. But still, man, $1,349 is insane, bro. I'm trying not to cuss. It's insane.
$400 to $450 more expensive than the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5 to start.
Right.
That price probably disqualifies Valve's new mini PC in the eyes of many console faithfuls, but it makes a lot more sense for its intended purpose as an entry-level gaming PC. Because as much as that $1,049 price tag is shocking at first glance, Valve is still keeping its word about keeping the price competitive. So, Jackie, in all of her wisdom, took a moment to price out a similarly spec'd gaming PC on PC Part Picker, and it ended up being around $1,050. And that's with a full-sized ATX PC case rather than the Steam Machine's tiny little cube. Look at that little fella. Whether you're just getting into PC gaming and need a low effort starting point, or if you already have a huge Steam library and you need a mini gaming PC for your living room, the Steam Machine is arguably a pretty good deal. Especially because unlike most gaming PCs, the Steam Machine is ready to play games as soon as it boots up for the first time. And well, time is money. At least that's what my grandpa always used to say.
Yeah, that's
he
true.
sold clocks.
That's true, man. That's true.
Right out of the box, the Steam Machine doesn't look like much. It's a little cube, about 6 inches on each side with an RGB light bar across the bottom. And that's one of the main appeals about this little PC. At the beginning of this console generation, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X both had out-of-this-world designs. The PS5 looks like some fancy space-age building in a gentrified neighborhood, while the Xbox Series X looks like a mini fridge with green accents in the vents. Depending on your sensibilities, the Steam Machine is so small and unassuming that it might be the first console that's not a console that actually blends in with the rest of your entertainment center. Everything about the Steam Machine's design seems purpose-built to blend into your living room.
You see how his hand basically went clear across it? That's small, bro. That's really small. That could fit into like a little entertainment center, like in the little cutouts and stuff. Like, okay, I mean, I give him that. I still like the way the PS5 looks, bro. It looks so futuristic, though.
Down to the cooling. There's only a single fan on this thing located in the rear of the device. Now, it doesn't sound like enough.
I don't know about that.
Most of this cube is just a giant heat sink that takes cold air from the front of the device and passes it directly out of the back. Just take off the magnetic faceplate and peek inside, and you'll see just a block of aluminum fins to that effect. This is such a simple cooling solution in theory, but it immediately solves the overheating problems of anyone that just wants to shove their console on a shelf and forget about it. You won't have to worry about keeping the sides of the Steam Machine free to let it breathe, because the only air intake is in the front of the console, which then spits hot air out of the back. And you're gonna want both the front and the back of the device clear anyway to access the ports. There are 3 ports on the front of the Steam Machine, 2 USB-A ports to connect controllers or other peripherals, and a micro SD card reader. Now, Jackie loved that the card reader is in the front there, because if you already have a Steam Deck, you can just swap the SD card carrying your game library between the two and have immediate access to whatever you are playing.
That's smart. That's smart.
Just like any desktop PC, there are way more ports around the back. There's an HDMI and a display port for displays, along with a power connector, an Ethernet port, 2 USB-A ports, and a USB-C port. Now that is admittedly less than a lot of full-sized PCs, but with the size of the Steam Machine, it's hard to expect anything more. It's important to note though, the power connector is the same as what's found on other game consoles like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. That definitely helped a lot when Jackie was testing this, because it just kind of slotted right into her setup. But it also means that the power connector will be super easy to replace, as there are a ton of cheap power connectors you can buy online for this thing. I have like 15 of them laying around behind me. If you don't necessarily want the Steam Machine to blend into the background, the faceplate is swappable. It's attached by magnets on each of the 4 corners, and the machine comes with a plain black one pre-installed. If you have the cash for the 2TB model, it'll come with 2 extra faceplates, Mr. Moneybags. But because the attachment is just so simple, Jackie fully expects there's going to be a little cottage industry that springs up selling 3D printed faceplates with all...
I guess the part that I don't like about these faceplates is you see that bottom part where the ports are and stuff. Like, why couldn't we swap that part out too? Like, am I tripping? I might be tripping, but I wish we could swap that part out, but nonetheless.
All kinds of wild designs. There's also the RGB light strip at the bottom of the device. By default, this acts as sort of a status indicator, glowing blue when the PC is on and blinking white when it's trying to go to sleep. You can go into the customization menu and either turn the light off entirely or change it to any color or effect you want.
That's pretty cool, especially when you got different color faceplates.
So it would be easy to dismiss the Steam Machine as an overpriced console, but it is so much more than that. There's a reason that Valve repeatedly hammered home the idea that this is intended to be a gaming PC. It can do so much more than just play games. Now, it is true, the PS5 and Xbox have a slew of different apps that extend their utility. A lot of these boil down to watching Netflix or something similar. The Steam Machine, on the other hand, it's just a Linux PC that launches in Steam Big Picture mode, so the possibilities are basically endless. You're not going to find much in the way of ready-to-install entertainment apps, but even without swapping the operating system over to Windows, which you can do, you can install a bevy of different programs. Yeah, you can just use it to watch Netflix through the Chrome browser if you want, but you can also plug in a keyboard and mouse and code on this thing. Admittedly, that narrows down the appeal of the Steam Machine a little bit. People who just want a little entertainment box might be better served with a traditional console. But look, Jackie doesn't think that necessarily matters, and I agree with her. One of the beautiful things about PC gaming, and one of the reasons PC gamers are so attached to their machines, is because a great gaming PC becomes a sort of an appliance in your home. So, we already mentioned how well the Steam Machine fits into an entertainment center, but the small size and unassuming aesthetics also makes it a great fit on any desk. Simply plug in a keyboard and a mouse, and the Steam Machine is powerful enough to be a little mini workstation, especially for lighter tasks like coding or writing. That's probably a big reason why Valve wasn't able to use sales from the Steam.
Okay, I guess that's a positive. So, if you want to have a dual PC setup, right? And you want to be able to have a streaming PC and you want to be able to have a gaming PC, I guess you can use this Valve Steam Machine as a gaming PC in that setup. And maybe the sound and everything will just route straight out of the HDMI into your capture card, which, see, that's smart, bro. That's smart. So if you're looking for a low-cost way to do that, and resolution is not like a really big thing, we really haven't got to that part of the review yet, but I'm assuming it's 1080p or 1440, maybe with a 4K upscaler possibly. Regardless though, you'll be able to play PC type games or your Steam library and be able to not have to put that workload on the recording PC or the streaming PC, which is smart, bro, which will make that 10 times better for people that want to be able to have a dual PC setup. So I think it might be smart in that aspect.
Or to subsidize the cost of the Steam Machine. Even without playing games, the Steam Machine is just a great little mini gaming PC. And in that world, the $1,049 price that is so high compared to a game console actually starts looking like a bit of a bargain.
True. So it's not that bad though, man. It's not
Being
that
more
bad.
of a gaming PC than a game console doesn't mean that the Steam Machine carries the same kind of baggage as Windows 11 devices. Thank God! Just like the Steam Deck before, Valve's mini PC is basically plug and play. As soon as you boot it up, it'll pull up a login screen that you can get past simply by scanning a QR code with a Steam mobile app. Yeah. And then you're just in Steam Big Picture mode, where you can start downloading and playing games like God intended, or Gabe intended, I guess is the correct thing to say. For a lot of people, that's as deep as you're going to need to go. And even if you do need to tweak some settings, it's super easy to just hit the Steam button on the Steam controller, or the equivalent menu button on whichever controller you're using to bring up the Steam menu. From there, you can go into the settings and tweak everything from default game resolution to the RGB lighting, which is crucial if you're a gamer. You can also use the quick access menu, brought up by the 3 dots button, to tweak system settings like refresh rate and even how much power is being pumped into the GPU. It is surprisingly easier to tweak settings on the Steam Machine than it is to tweak things on an Xbox or PS5. Of course, you can go into the Linux desktop and really get into the weeds.
So I did see a 4K option on there, man. When he was going through the resolution, did y'all see that? So it did have 4K in there. So that's pretty cool.
But unless you really want to add your Epic Games or other games libraries, you probably never have to even look at the desktop if you don't want to. Although being able to go to the desktop and just use the Steam Machine as an actual computer is what makes this thing one of Jackie's favorites. Really want to add your Epic Games or other games libraries, you probably things on the Steam Machine than it is to tweak things on an Xbox or PS5.
That's the resolution I was talking about.
Of course, you can go into the Linux desktop and really get into the weeds. But unless you really want to add your Epic Games or other games libraries, you probably never have to even look at the desktop if you don't want to. Although being able to go to the desktop and just...
So you can add other apps. So you can add your Xbox PC Game Pass, I guess. And then you can do the Epic Store. I wonder if you can do, what is it called? GOG or Galaxy something or whatever. I wonder if you can actually, if you can do all that, bro.
Use the Steam Machine as an actual
is
computer
good.
is what makes this thing one of Jackie's favorite PCs in years. There's something incredible about a gaming PC that's just connected to a TV that you can just push a button and turn into an actual workspace, when typically it's the other way around on Windows machines. That's why
pretty decent,
everybody
though.
hates Windows.
Especially if you got a wireless keyboard and
The Steam
mouse,
Machine
bro.
is packing a 6-core, 12-thread Zen 4 processor paired with an RDNA3 GPU with 28 CUs, the equivalent of a Ryzen 5 7600 and a Radeon RX 7600, respectively. Now, that is not exactly a recipe for a high-end gaming PC, but it is more than enough to run most modern games, although you will have to tweak settings
It's
to
like
play
low
at
mid.
4K.
It's like low
Unfortunately,
mid.
Valve came out the gate claiming the Steam Machine would be able to play games at 4K 60 with FSR. The Steam Machine absolutely can do that, but not with all the eye candy enabled. And it just so happens that when Jackie's testing a gaming PC, she benchmarks with all of that eye candy enabled. So if Jackie's testing process was limited to just her regular benchmarks, the Steam Machine wouldn't look too great. In Cyberpunk 2077 with Ray Tracing Ultra preset at 4K and with FSR set to performance, the Steam Machine only managed to get 14 FPS.
Oh my God.
That is pretty dismal, but
That's bad.
once she turned down the ray tracing, that number skyrocketed up to 42 FPS at the same resolution. Nice. Then
Not
in
bad.
Forza Horizon 6 with the Extreme preset without ray tracing, the Steam Machine got a respectable 30 FPS with FSR set to performance. And in Total War Warhammer,
It's almost like the equivalence of like quality mode almost, man, on that Cyberpunk. It's like quality mode on a console, basically, is what I was kind of, it's 4K, you're getting about 42 frames per second. I mean, the PS5 Pro could do better. It'll give you that 60 frames per second at 4K, but in the PSSR, bro, that is 100% better as far as the AI upscaler. But I mean, you can't beat that, man. It sounds like a low mid PC, like a mid-level PC, but more towards that in between low end and mid. It's what it kind of like sounds like
on
to
the
me.
Ultra preset at 4K, the Steam Machine gets 23 FPS. Now, these numbers don't exactly bode well for Valve's 4K 60 frames, at least until you remember that at its core, the Steam Machine is a gaming PC. All it really takes to hit those 4K 60 numbers is to tweak with the settings. Once she turned down those games to their respective medium presets, Forza Horizon 6 was able to get to 57 FPS, and Cyberpunk 2077 was able to get up to 64 FPS. And that is exactly where you want the Steam Machine to be.
And I will say that when you look at those type of specs, man, for like mid-level PCs, that's actually pretty good, bro. Like the graphics for a PC versus the graphics for a console, the resolution works a little bit different, I will say, man. So that actually is not too bad.
If you're just connected to a TV in the living room, the same was true across all the games she played in her time with the Steam Machine. Jackie had no problem hitting averages between 50 and 60 FPS in pretty much every game she tried. Shout out to Jackie. There are some games like Death Stranding 2, which averaged around 45 FPS with its medium preset, but even that is still very playable. It is important to keep in mind, too, that the image quality that comes with medium presets on PC is typically about the same as what you'd get from the base PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Exactly.
For example, in 007 First Light, she set most of the settings at around medium or high and managed to get around 55 to 60 FPS. It's not quite the same locked 60 FPS that the PS5 or Xbox Series X gets, but those consoles typically use dynamic resolution in games, which means the resolution will scale up and down in order to maintain a locked frame rate. That option will certainly be available in some games on PC, but for the most part, you're gonna have to tweak the games until they run at the frame rate you're comfortable with. It's also worth noting that Valve let us know that a driver update would be coming later on after this video goes into edits, which may improve performance. So we'll be testing that soon, and we'll have those results in a performance deep dive in the coming days.
Okay.
At $1,049 and $1,349 for the 2TB model, the Steam Machine seems like it'd be hard to recommend to most people. And while that's true for console faithfuls, the Steam Machine's price makes it an incredible entry-level gaming PC, especially if all the drivers and settings tweaking has turned you off in the past. At the end of the day, this is a gaming PC that most people are going to be able to just plug into their TVs and get right into the game. And really, that's what the Steam Machine was always meant to be. For more Steam Machine content, check out our look at the Steam controller, and for everything else, keep it right here on IGN.
Actually, not a bad review, guys. That's not a bad review. I will say that it's probably about what I expected from it. It's like a mid-level PC, mid to low level PC, more like a base console, which is exactly what Steam was going for. I mean, Valve was going exactly for that market. They wanted you to be able to play it on your TV. They made it small. The cooling part sounds fine. The CPU sounds pretty good. And like I said, like he said in the review, bro, the graphics are about the same as the base console. So the only problem with that is that you gotta do a lot more tweaking to that, to the settings to get the frames per second that you want, and that could probably be a little bit annoying. And then you do have to go in and add in extra apps like Game Pass if you have that for PC or Epic Store or whatever. I mean, that's not too big of a deal. If you do have a big Steam library, this is a good solution. If you are looking for a dual PC setup for your streaming setup or whatever, recording your gaming setup, this will be a good option for you as well for the ones you play on. I mean, it's not a bad PC. I was gonna say console. My problem is the price, and I guess it's just my problem overall with the price of everything. I feel like the price of everything's going up, which makes it hard on us, bro, as the consumers. It's hard to survive out here right now. It's a struggle for a lot of people, me included. So like, it's hard for any of us to basically just drop $13.49 for that, bro. Or if you are going for the model below, which is the 512 gigabytes for $1,049, it's still a lot, bro. Considering you can get a PS5 Pro for $900. If you want the disc drive, then that is about $1,000. But you could basically boot up the PS5 Pro, basically play it. You don't have to tweak settings to try to get the frames per second that you want, other than turning it from performance to balance to quality versus going from normal, ultra, high, ray tracing high, ray tracing ultra, medium, all that stuff. You don't have to do all that. And there's other settings also that comes with PC gaming that you have to tweak to get the resolution and frame per second that you want. But essentially, if you do have a big Steam library, then this is a great solution for you. And if you do want to play, there are games that are on Steam that are just not on console yet. It may never come to console. So if that's the case and you do own that, then this would be another good solution for you. If you have disposable income, great solution for you. And I also think if you have a Steam Deck and you want to be able to play your Steam games on the go, but when you get home, you just want to play this on the big screen, or even on your monitor, man, and you don't have the dock for the Steam Deck for your monitor, this would be a good solution for you. If I haven't tried it yet, so I can't really rate it on that, but if I was just an observer rating it based on this video that I just seen, an 8 would be where I was at. 8 or 7.5, somewhere in that range. But I do agree with IGN on this one, which I really haven't been able to say a lot this year. I do like IGN, don't get me wrong, guys. I've been watching Game Scoop, Beyond, Unlocked, Console Wars, those podcasts for a very long time. And I've trusted a lot of IGN reviews over time before I ended up playing the game. Like Bloodborne, for example, and Sekiro. I never would have played, well, I probably would have played those games, but I wouldn't have given it a chance at launch if I didn't watch IGN's review. So I will give them that. But when they reviewed games like The Witcher 3, I did not agree with their review on that. It should have been 10 out of 10. I think it was 9.3 they gave it. And then when it came to Crimson Desert, the review for that, the review for Where Winds Meet, I just didn't agree with those. But at least for this console or gaming PC, I should say, I do agree with that. But make sure you guys go over to IGN, man. I'll link it in the description below. Make sure you go over there, give them a like and like and subscribe to them. They do hard work, guys, and it's not easy being a game journalist. You do take a lot of shit from people, so I can understand it from that perspective. So I do respect them on that. But anyways, man, that's pretty much it, man. You boys out. Well, before I even get to that part of it, make sure you like and subscribe, guys. Hit the bell to get the notifications. I greatly appreciate all the support on this. I'm trying to do more reactions on this channel on my YouTube. So I'll be honest, guys, I've been struggling to figure out the identity of my YouTube channel as of late. And I guess reactions is something that I need to implement a little bit more. So if you guys are liking this content, you do like my opinion on this, you do like how I do reactions, make sure you let me know in the comments below, man. I greatly appreciate all the feedback and the support. But subscribe today to join the kingdom, guys. I greatly appreciate you. Boys out. Blessings, peace. Let's go. Let's get it, guys. Till next time, y'all be blessed and take care. Above all, keep God first, bro. Let's run that. Yes, sir.